Welcome to M&A Minute by Finch Brands. I'm Bill Gullen, president of Finch Brands. We are a real-world brand consultancy. We help companies at key moments strengthen, clarify, and activate the full potential of their brands and businesses. Oh yeah, M&A Minute time. Today's topic is solve the needs of tomorrow today. What I mean by that is that often we are called upon to help companies untangle key questions of how to integrate brands during these M&A moments. Many of these companies, either propelled by private equity strategies or just their own growth, are not just making the acquisitions that they've either recently made or are right in front of us, but are somewhere in a sequence or a cadence of making multiple acquisitions within a period of time. And so within a process, it is important not just to address the topics of integration that are sort of right in front of you, but also to create through the work a system for how to address brand architecture and M&A brand integration for future acquisitions. It would be wasteful to just address the questions that are front and center and then have to do it again in 6 months or 9 months or 18 months, whenever it is that the next acquisition happens. So within our workflow, not only are we typically assessing equity and building migration strategies for an acquisition that's about to be made or has recently been made, we're also building that model for how this company thinks about brand architecture long-term and how these integrations will happen. The next 1, 2, 3, 4. And so some of the tools that are important in doing that are to create a rubric, a set of evaluative criteria on which to assess the brand equity of acquired businesses, because that assessment is often fundamental to the nature and or pace of brand integration. If the intent of the desired long-term brand architecture is brand consolidation, the sequence and sort of action steps and timing around when, for example, a name might sunset is based in part upon the incoming strength of the brand. You don't want to sunset a brand, for example, too quickly or too capriciously. And so having that model, that rubric with which to assess the equity of an acquired brand can be helpful. And once you have that rubric, what you want to build is a decision tree. You want to basically build, you can do it in 1 page, although you need a lot of thought to go into it, a method whereby or through which brand equity is assessed, and based on that assessment, an integration pathway begins. And again, based on varying brand strength, based on where the equity is held within an acquired brand, whether it's related to people or to the company, based upon the complexity of the sort of market construction. There's a whole bunch of different criteria that you would want to be part of this decision tree, but we like to build kind of do your own adventure or choose your own adventure decision trees that really ultimately become a system. So let's solve the issues that are in front of us today with brand integration, but let's, by doing that, build a process and a structure for how future integrations are handled. Only that way will this work be efficient, and will all the future, in some cases unknown, steps that businesses may take to grow through M&A, can they be sort of confidently and effectively managed? That's M&A Minute for today. If you want to be a champion of purposeful change, give us a call here at Finch Brands. Thanks for listening.